I played this game against a 1900 rated player, and this game is just so good, I had to share it with you. I got an accuracy of 95.2% in this game. This will be an instructive game review, and you will also learn a lot from it. You already play moves which blow your opponent's head off.
Oh my god, what the?
But after this video, you will become a beast. By the end of this, you won't just understand the game. I will show you how to feel the game, how to control the board like a beast. So stick around because I promise you, the final combination is going to blow your mind. Let's dive in. Also, don't you think if you put the video on full screen, you will be able to focus more? So do yourself a favor and put it on full screen. Okay, so this is a 10-minute rapid game which I played with the white pieces, and I just simply start the game with e4 and my opponent plays e5. I play knight f3, knight c6, and this is the most common position which you will have after two moves. And here I decide that I will play the Ponziani opening, which is probably the best beginner opening you can learn, but I play c3 here, and usually the best move for black is to directly strike the center, but my opponent didn't do that. He played h6 instead, which is just a mistake and it doesn't develop any of the pieces, and I just play d4, which is the best move in this position, and I open up this bishop. It's ready to be developed. My opponent plays d6 and I play d5, kicking off this knight. This knight can't go here, can't go here, and if it goes here it will get trapped, so the only move for the black knight is to go here or here, and that's what my opponent plays. He plays knight e7 and I play bishop e3, developing my bishop. My opponent plays knight f6, attacking this pawn, and I just develop my bishop. My opponent plays g5 here. My opponent plays g5 here. This move does not threaten anything, but I got scared by this move because I thought this was a threat, and I would have to move my knight. But in reality, I could just go here and here. It's not really that big of a deal. So because I had to play h3 anyways, I play h3. According to the game review, it says that I should have played this. It's fine. It doesn't hurt me that much. Doesn't help either. My opponent plays bishop g7, just developing the bishop, which is completely fine. And I play queen b3, developing my queen from its home square. Stockfish, the game review says that I should have played this, but I play queen to b3 instead, and my opponent plays a6. This doesn't really threaten anything. It just stops my bishop from going here, which is not really that big of a deal. I simply develop my knight. I've still not castled yet, and my opponent plays b5. This move still does not threaten anything, and I don't know why my opponent played this. The bishop is still stuck, the king is not castled, and my opponent is playing like random pawn moves. But it's not that it's not a mistake or something, but it just doesn't do much. I play a4, striking this pawn. My opponent develops the bishop. I take the pawn, they take back, and I did not take the rook because we just invite the queen here. I simply castle. My opponent takes the rook, which is a mistake. Why? Why is this a mistake? Because once I take this rook, my rook becomes extremely powerful because it covers all these squares, and my opponent just literally gifted me this file for free. And you will see in a moment why this move was a crucial moment here. I take this rook, get this free open file. My opponent's pieces look kind of crap. This bishop is blocked by its own pawn. Knight can't go here, can't go here. It doesn't really do much here, and my opponent's pieces aren't really doing much here, and my rook is just vibing here, and I'm also threatening to take this pawn. My opponent just castles. I take the pawn, they take back, I take the bishop back, and now my opponent plays queen b8, trying to trade off the queens. I say, okay, let's trade off the queens because I am up a pawn and trading is good, right? They take my queen, and here I notice that this pawn is kind of powerful because if I somehow manage to get this pawn here, it could potentially become a queen, and I simply push it because I don't create any weaknesses here, because even though yes, this pawn got kind of weak, but there is no way for the black pieces to attack it straight away because black pieces are stuck. Only this rook is kind of active here. My opponent plays knight h5. I don't know what it does, why they played it. I don't have no idea. Maybe they want to put the knight here. I guess that's what they want to do. I play rook a7. because now the stroke is extremely powerful. This stroke is like knocking on the opponent's door, and it is now in the 7th rank. And this pawn is pinned to the knight. If this pawn moves, this knight will be in trouble, and this pawn is very limited to move here. And now if I even push the pawn somehow, this pawn won't be able to take. So this pawn is basically non-existent for me now. And my opponent plays rook c8, defending this pawn. I don't know why, but I simply push. My opponent plays knight f4. It does not threaten anything, because if they decide to give us this check, we simply hide, and they have nothing here. This knight is completely useless here. It's not threatening anything. I simply push my pawn, because this pawn can't take this pawn, because I simply take this knight. Even though they should, because this pawn is going to become a queen if they don't act on it. My opponent gives me a check, just trying to survive here. I play king h2. Oh, I think that I play king h2, but this was a better move here because this also attacks the knight. But it doesn't really matter, because they go for this pawn anyways. And now white is completely winning here, because we get an extra queen in a few moves. Taking this pawn is a big mistake. Instead, the best move here is to play b7. They block the pawn, and here my opponent resigned, because I'm guaranteed to get a queen here. And all of this happened because here my opponent gave this my opponent gifted this file for me, and also my opponent decided to trade the queens. And the queen side of my opponent is extremely weak, and these pieces aren't doing much. They are basically non-existent for me, and my bishop is kind of active. My knight is could come here, and these pieces are basically useless here. And I just used my opportunity and just pushed this pawn, and the opponent couldn't even do anything. This knight is completely useless, and I just get a queen and force my opponent to resign. So that's all for today. If you are tired of losing 8 games just to win 1, and you're actually serious about leveling up, I got something for you, and it's completely free. I made a 30-day chess plan ebook designed to help you gain 200 elo without frying your brain on 47 opening lines you will forget tomorrow. It's free, so you'll have no excuses.